Hey, this is Kevin with Seek Outside. I recently did a section of the Continental Divide from Mexico to Lordsburg. It was a long desert section, very dry. Thought I would do sort of a post-pack dump, give you some of my gear thoughts, what worked well, what didn't. First off, I used our Divide backpack. Yeah, it worked well. I mean, no surprise there. I had some loads, probably about 40 pounds on some of the larger water hauls and stuff, but it worked really well. No complaints. Tent wise, I used our Aeolus in DCF with the nest. It's probably a little large for most people. I also should note I had my dog with me. I wanted to keep the dog in the tent with me so it didn't run off or anything if it saw something to chase in the night. Performed really well. There was really no condensation to speak of. One night I did camp with someone else. It was kind of windy. I heard their tent flap a lot. The Aeolus was pretty darn quiet. I used this new Nemo Sleeping Pad, the switchback. It's very much like the Z-Rest, accordion style. It seemed to work really well. It might be more comfortable than the Ridge Rest. I also coupled it with a torso length Pro Light to add a little bit of extra comfort. This had a hole in it first day, I think puppy paws. I managed to patch it with tenacious tape that I had with me, which and it was fine. I would recommend when sharing with the pup, I might just take 2 closed cell phones, like take a partial Ridge Rest or something underneath it. Sleeping bag. I took the Western Mountaineering Terra Light. This is a large bag that opens way up. I contemplated a quilt. I also contemplated full-on sleeping bag. In the end, I chose this. A couple things. First off, Western Mountaineering bags, they just kick butt. But mainly, it was large enough that I felt I could open it up wide and give the pup a place to sleep underneath. I do like the said pup, so I didn't want to leave her freezing her tail off. While still on the sleep gear stuff, I use one of these little air pillows. Usually find they aren't enough, but a shout out to our Golly. I used an Golly game bag. Put this at the bottom, then put a little bit of clothing, extra clothing I had on top, and this actually made a relatively nice pillow. It feels a little slicker than a normal pillow, but not much. Tent stakes. Desert. I wanted good holding power and stuff. I took these MSR dart in a 9-inch. They actually had good holding power, but as you can see, in rocky terrain they get kind of damaged. Although their price point is really good on these and are a good holding power stake. I would not really steer away from them for anchoring tents in a little bit looser ground. I thought they were good. The ones that really shone though were the MSR core. This is a 7075 aluminum 9-inch. These went in, they were money, good holding power all the way around. I'm probably going to outfit myself mostly with those. Cooking on the MSR and water. Not shown here because it's in another pack. I used for water the MSR Guardian. Yeah, it's a heavy filter. It's money though. That thing, I drank water that I really didn't think resembled water very much. And it pumped it quickly. And hey, it's been about 7 days. I'm not sick yet. I also used the new MSR Pocket Rocket. It has a little piezo ignition on it. I actually thought it was a worthwhile little upgrade. So now we got the bulk of that stuff out of the way. On to food. I used a combination of meals. I used some fat fudge. I used some Starbucks Vias, some nut butters, some things like that that were compact, offered a lot of calories. Had a couple of Heather's Choice meals. I'm a fan of the salmon. Had a couple Wild Zora meals. They were kind enough to send some stuff. I have to say, I actually was pretty impressed. I thought they were really good stuff. I used a good to go meal or two. I used these Ova Ease egg crystals. This little packet makes 5 eggs. I love eggs. Make a good breakfast on its own, or on one night I added it with some Wild Zora chicken and broccoli, right? Which that kind of goes partway on my kit, on my cooking kit. I also used, I had a bag of walnuts with some dried cherries. I would add that to oatmeal or just eat them for calories. And I had some Wilderness Athlete hydrate stuff. This stuff works really well. I usually would have 2 of these a day. It's a little hotter down there than I was used to. For cook kit, I actually had our little titanium mug. I like this because it's easy to handle in several different varieties. I have a lid that I ropped off of a GSI set that fits on there, so if I want to make a warm coffee, that works pretty well and keeps it a little bit warmer. Then I had this, which was for cooking eggs. I can cook about 8 eggs in there, but it also doubled as a plate, and this is a little piece of anodized titanium cookware. Pretty impressed with that. I plan on getting a bigger one for trout and stuff like that in big country. I used a bamboo spoon. These are a little more robust. They're still pretty light. Outside of that, sunscreen, an umbrella, basic clothes, basic cleanup, hygiene stuff, nothing too fancy. Anyway, that is the pack dump, and I hope you guys enjoy it.